Good to get in game against each other is in the bottom left-hand side. We're going to start off with the finished Zerg in the red in the bottom left. This is Serral. Top right, our blue Zerg is Reynor from Clash. He's in the blue. We start on Beckett Industries. Very short map. Nothing 12 pool focus just yet, though. And we do, of course, have these two in the finals here of the NetEase Esports X Tournament Qualifier, number 2 for Europe. Winner qualifies. Loser has to play the next one yet again and probably qualify there. Of course, Serral, he lost out yesterday to Clem in the finals after taking a 1-0 lead yesterday. Well, Reynor's performance was halted early. The biggest upset in Eligulac history. Over 2,000 rating difference as he lost to Hyperion. His excuse, he was talking to me, he was very devastated about this. He said, honestly, I went 1-0 up, assumed he was a Bronze League player, and I just kind of memed on him, and I lost. So it wasn't a pretty situation from Reynor. Yesterday a bit disappointing, but today obviously all the way through to the finals, and let's see who's going to advance. As of course this one's probably going to go on YouTube, guys. Welcome to the YouTube cast, and unless it's literally like 4 minutes long, hope you enjoy the games. Obviously if you do enjoy the video, do hit the like button, do consider subscribing to the channel, and maybe leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of the ZvZ, because I know if there's one ZvZ you guys will watch on YouTube, you won't watch any other mirror matchup, but you'll watch Reynor versus Serral, I know that much. Alright, pull first from Serral. So in the end, he does go it's kind of a safe build that can also be a bit aggressive here, right? It's safe in case he gets 12 pooled, and now he can make 6 slings, and because it's a short map, you can still do okay with these going across to the other side. Bless me. Bless me, sorry. So he's going to come across the other side with these 6 things. I completely missed my mute button there. I went to slam my mute button down, my hand just missed. Really dramatic. Okay, so 6 things, very annoying. Obviously, you can maybe fight these drones, but now 6 things get made from Reynor. And he makes a couple more as well, which is going to allow him to come across the map. Serral is a little bit slower on link speed, so you'll have to be careful of that. Make sure you don't have links on the map at the point in time in which Reynor gets link speed, because then you will just lose out on your Zerglings, and that is, of course, not what you would like to see. As those few lings just going to nibble their way through the rocks. 10 more Zerglings on the way up from Reynor, as that link speed is not far from finishing. So Reynor is actually just pooling lings in the back here. He wants to get across the map and surprise Serral big time. And really, really just catch him unawares, as all of those Zerglings do collect together. The thing is, on this map, you can A, get across pretty quickly, and B, the Overlords are just not in position to see it, so you're going to see this basically as it arrives at your base as Serral. Gives you very little time to really set up the wall off, and to set up this kind of full wall to buy even further time. Here you go. This Overlord's going to be what reveals it to Serral right now. He actually already had the full wall off set up, and he's going to kill his own creep tumor to make space so he can re-wall a second time behind the initial wall. So Serral is very accepting of the fact that he's underprepared against this, but his wall off looks very good. He's putting all of his money into additional Evo chambers. Of course, that said, you're putting money into Evo chambers, that means you're building Evos and not drones and other stuff like that. That's a problem too. Now, of course, he just finished the Roach Roaring. Well, just spent a bit of money on the Evo chamber again. I was wondering if it was maybe worthwhile starting some Roaches right there. He is going to be supply blocked though, so he's not going to get a single Roach out before the Roach Roaring falls. Yeah, maybe you could have built a couple of Roaches, then this Evo on the top side. And then you have a little bit more kind of, damage output from the back. That would obviously be a good little addition, as we're just going to be seeing the lings set at the front and kind of thinking about what they might want to do, trying to break through the front of this. I mean, he's making even more lings, so he's going to go for, what, another round? What's the plan, though? Do you go for another round hoping that Serral's going to knock down one of these Evo chambers? Or are you going to go for another round and try and kill these Evo chambers yourself? I mean, I think you've just got to go. I guess the hope would have been maybe that Serral knocks one down and try and move out on the map, but I mean, that just ain't going to happen. Well, puts a bit of damage out. Serral's not too sure about it yet. There's a third hatchery starting from Reynor, but he's still only on 18 drones. So his worker count is extremely low as the link count masses in the natural. Serral is halfway to +1 missiles. He is starting to kill the Evo chamber because it's that time in the game. And that's what Reynor is kind of building around. You can see Serral, he's putting some damage on it, but he's still not convinced he should actually break out. the third hatchery maybe sort of sells them the idea, oh, maybe I should break out. You know, you're expanding. Maybe I should too. Reynor has done nothing but mass units. Now Serral is building a Spire. He is finally building a couple of roaches. Reynor is being so patient with these Zerglings. He is not going to go until he sees the door is open. The Lings and the two Queens going to get rid of the Evo Chamber, and now surely has got to be the time as Serral moves forward with everything. Oh no, Queen's out the front and all sorts. The Ling count has just been stacking up for a very long time. And here we go across the map. Serral should cancel. Oh no, he's going to go the long way around. Serral's not even going to see it coming in. Oh, I was going to say, Serral should cancel the Spire, build more roaches, cancel that +2. You need none of this to survive this. Oh no, here come the Lings. Serral is going to try and get into the wall-off. He does wall-off with the roaches. He will try and Evo Chamber behind it, but it's just too late. The Lings have a surround. +1 on the roaches is going to help them to kill the Lings somewhat quickly. The drones are pulled in as well. Serral, even if you get to Mutas here, the problem is always going to remain. How are you going to be able to get rid of all these Lings in time, even with a couple Mutas that can't be killed? Roach is still building as the Ling count is going to be too freaking high, and Reynor holds down the Z key for about 4 minutes straight and picks up map number 1. Number 2, and we have in the top right-hand corner of the map, tricked in game 1, our red Zerg player is going to be Serral. It's down in the bottom left-hand side, the blue Zerg is Reynor, the mastermind behind the cheesy strategies, and we'll see what happens on Juggernaut. You know, I do hope we get one kind of longer game here. Well, I love to see the mind games that these two pull on each other. It'd be great to see a bit of Roach Ravager versus Roach Ravager, and, you know, something that is just a little bit longer. Looks as though we will get 16 hatch. Again, 16 hatch this time, so at least from the very start, nothing too crazy to talk about just there. Reynor win this, keep up that win streak against Serral. This is the first time they've played this year. When was the first time they played last year? Did they play a little bit earlier in the year last year or so? I'm not on the right screen. FPS is gonna drop for a moment or two here because I want to check. They first played last year. Okay, they played in May for the first time last year. That was also a win for Reynor. That was in TSL, of course it was. In the lower bracket because Serral got sent down there by a laser. And, I don't remember why Reynor was in the lower bracket. Can you guys remember why Reynor was in the lower bracket of TSL 5? It was because he lost to TSL 55555. I think because he lost to, it was an upset, and it wasn't a Korean player. It was a European Terran named Hero Marine, wasn't it? Yes, that's why he went down to the lower bracket. That was a crazy series. Big upset there, big win for Hero Marine, who then went on to lose against the Laser the week after, I think. And then he dropped down to the lower bracket and got bopped by Zest. That was when Zest decided to build DTs every single game of every single PvT, and just didn't stop doing it. Man. TSL 5 was fun. You guys excited for TSL 7? TSL 7 qualifiers start next weekend. Just a quick little reminder for you guys of that. So TSL qualifiers start next weekend with, of course, TSL itself happening in June after the first season of DreamHack. Okay, that's on either side, and for the moment, this is neck and neck, standard ZvZ, not really anything different between the two of them, and like I said, it's very much so just standard as well, right? It really is just, well, very normal. And 16 Lings coming up. Ling speed's about to finish, and it is going to be Reynor to at least make the first few, Serral to make the first few Zerglings here. Oh, and a Roach Roaring too. Alright, well, Serral says it's time to get aggressive. That's not a friendly Roach Roar, and that's not a, ooh, let's just play Roaches in the mid-game. That's a Roach Roar, and that's going to be So the idea here, I imagine, is as he morphs a couple Banes in bottom right-hand corner, right? Yep. I guess the idea here is that you put on the pressure, you keep Reynor distracted, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, this looks kind of standard, bit of Ling Bane back and forth, right? And then instead of making his round of drones, Serral's going to be like, boom, round of roaches. And that's why he's going to try and take the advantage in this, as he does pretty well here for the first couple Banes. This third hatch is genuinely in a bit of trouble already. Now, at the same time, these Lings of Reynor have just ran by across to the other side. Did they see the Roachron running in? They might not have done, you know? I'm going to go check on that in a second as this Ling goes to go down. Just wanted to see if Serral was doing much else. They didn't see the Roachron. No scout and natural gases either. I mean, there is no natural gases anyway. Reynor doesn't actually get the information about the roaches coming in, and he is droning heavily. +1 missiles is on the way. He is at least going to see this with this Overlord, so he does get a bit of a pre-warning about it, and that he should start to do something defensively back at home. Cancels +1 missiles, of course. That is the first step of this. There's Baneling not quite there in time to grab a few Lings. Starts up Spine Crawlers instantly in the natural. He's going to give up the third base, which makes a lot of sense. He is only on Ling Bane of his own, though, right now, so if Sal was to get across, deny that hatchery, that's going to take away a lot of the production that you might need here to make it work. This is a full wall-off from Reynor, as Serral is going to have to figure out a way to attack on through this. He's just going to put some damage on the Queens initially, a few Lings going in onto the Evo Chamber. I mean, kills off this Baneling as well, as the Spore goes down. I mean, we're moments away from these Spine Crawlers being finished up here. Tell you what, Serral might just be able to get into the top side. May not even have to fight the Spines. Oh no, he's getting a little caught up. That Spine on the far right is fighting. The Roach is on taking hits at least, but now some extra Bane show up from Reynor, and they're going to help as Serral is streaming Lings across the map. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's no Banes left for Reynor right now, as Serral down a lot of drones. He needs to deal some damage. Reynor's going to try and take a more forward position with the Spine Crawlers. That seems like a crazy idea, no? I mean, it's kind of going to work. Serral focuses the third hatchery to begin with. Now going to come across. See, the Spines are here. I mean, I feel like these are just free pickings. Like the fact, like even now, when they were burrowed, Serral just jumps on them. Easy picks. Reynor has a few Banes left. This is crazily enough turned into a bit of a Ling Bane war. And Serral does have a third hatch advantage. Now he's losing a couple Lings, drones to Lings. Serral has a third hatchery advantage, is droning heavily to try and play catch-up here. Reynor's already started +1 missiles, convinced that Serral isn't going to be able to break the front down. One circling the far right side gets taken down again. Just keeping an eye on this. I mean, Serral still has the numbers to kind of control out the front. As Reynor gets into his first few roaches, though, it's definitely advantage Reynor. The only question for me is if Serral can make enough use of this third base. Because that's his advantage in this game, and not even for that much longer. He's got the drone count on the way to finish this up and to take a work a lead even. But he's still behind on unit production. He is still behind on the upgrade. He has no lair. There's a lot missing from Serral, so while he starts to take some advantages and he catches up in some ways, he's still very far behind in others, and that's going to be Serral's issue. The thing is, Serral, as he goes to +1, I don't think he has any intention of going to lair tech. If he was going to go to lair, he would have started already, right? Surely. Unless he feels like he desperately needs these roaches right now to defend against Reynor, but I just don't see that. I mean, Reynor's also just 44 drones, mass, and roaches. As he hits roach speed, I don't know if Serral's got anything he can really do anymore. Serral drops down. Oh, is that a WALLOFF? I mean, that's just a WALLOFF, right? Just wants to get walled in here. He's very concerned about Reynor on the follow-up. I mean, he's only ahead by 3 workers. He needs to kind of pump out a few more drones if he really wants to take enough of an advantage to retake the lead, right? What Serral can do, though, is if Reynor is very committed to this idea of just +1 roach speed and go, if Reynor does attack and Serral defends, that could be where Serral takes the advantage. He starts up his lair now. He is so far away from having roach speed, which means he definitely can't attack against roach speed. You've got to play defense, but Reynor's looking to the future as well. +2 missiles at least to start, and so while he's only on 44 drones, he is at least looking in other ways to try and make stuff happen. He's saying, well, if this attack doesn't work, it would be nice if I maintain my upgrade lead. And by starting +2 missiles, that's exactly what he will do, because Serral has no choice but to make units. Here we go, pushing in. Roaches with the Roach Speed are going to take a bit of a better fight. We'll dodge stuff more easily. There's Ravagers versus no Ravagers, guys. I don't think Serral holds this attack in the slightest. He does not, as the answer. GG's, and Reynor is going to take the 2-0. And he is going to take down Serral in this best of 3 series. GG's, well played. Reynor with, well, one game he was very aggressive. The other game he defended the aggression and then turned it into aggression of his own, knowing his advantage and knowing his defense. And that's what I think Serral should have done, actually.